What kinds of jobs do young people not want to do in your country?
I think nowadays young people have their own ideas and it's the trend that the young people don't want to be the full-time staff in the organization. So I think that nowadays the young people don't want to work in the company, don't want to be employees in the fixed time. They have the trend that the young people like to be the entrepreneurship they would like to do on their own. They would like to be the owner of their organization. So I think that now they want to work like YouTubers, for example. They want to have a startup office, startup ideas or innovative products on their own. So the people in a young age right now don't want to be employees. This is the most trends that I have experienced, I have noticed in my country. And I think it's the trend around the world as well.
Okay, so let's go over the first response to the first question. So for the first question, it asks, what kinds of jobs do young people not want to do in your country? So not is like the main theme here, so it's very important. For me, the response is quite well developed and it gives a direct answer to the question by saying that the young people don't want to be full-time staff in the organization. They don't want to work in the company. So this part is a very direct response to the question. So very well done. However, by having this part by saying that young people have their own ideas, maybe you can connect it better by adding a cohesive device, for example, like because nowadays young people have their own ideas, maybe their unique perspective, so they don't actually want to work as a full-time staff in the organization anymore. Like they don't want to be an employee. If you add here, like they don't want to be an employee and working for, and you change this to for, it would be so much better because it actually supports by this point that young people have their own ideas and their unique perspective, so they don't want to be a full-time staff and working for the company anymore. This part they don't want to be employees in the fixed time. So the grammar is a little bit weird. However, I feel like the most important thing here is that it's like a supporting point. So it's more like a second supporting point. So by adding moreover, it will make much more sense here. So you may say that moreover, because they believe in work-life balance, they don't want to work with fixed schedule. So not actually a fixed time, however, a fixed schedule. And for these parts, by saying that they want to pursue entrepreneurship and do something of their own, be the owner of the organization. So that is like the opposite of what it's really asking for. However, can you do it? You can add this part, like it's not necessarily wrong to add this part, but you don't want to add it so much that the examiner may be mistaken that you really want to include this as part of your answer, and that may be the wrong answering to the question. So you want to connect it well. By connecting it well, I mean you can say that as a result. So you cut this whole part and you say, as a result, instead of traditional working style, most young people want to have something of their own and work in an entrepreneurship and be the owner of that organization, and that would be better because like it still connect with this part, like instead of traditional working style, which is what they do not want to do, they want to do this instead, and it would be like a good connection and good conclusion to the whole thing. But you don't want to spend like 4 or 5 sentences just speaking about the what they actually want to do. You need to connect it well with the what they don't want to do first, and it will be a very good response.